guys, it's so great to see you again. I get the opportunity to teach you 2 weeks in a row, which, wow, that hasn't happened in a long time. So glad to be here, and I hope you guys are enjoying today as well. I'm in beautiful Medford, Oregon today, and it is warm, but absolutely gorgeous to be here in nature. My family and I are just on a little bit of a road trip, and so I'm having a lot of fun thinking about what I can do to get you guys excited about some different things. You know, our big idea this week is anytime I'm afraid, I can depend on God. And I just love that. We're going to start with a little craft. And I'm going to call it, Can You Depend on It? That's what I'm going to call it. So at home, you're going to need to gather some supplies. You're going to need to get like some sort of container that would hold water, and then some sort of container that would fit inside that water but will float. So a great example of that, which I don't have that supply here, something that's easy, is aluminum foil. And if you take like a square piece of aluminum foil, you can make a boat. And I'm going to show you what I have, so give me just a second here. So I'm going. So for my supplies, I have this bigger bowl with water in it. It's just water, nothing fancy. And then I have this smaller bowl, and these are both glass, and they will work. But if you can make like a little bowl out of aluminum foil, you can. And then you're going to need change. And this is all the change I have, so I'm kind of curious about this. Now, I want to know how dependable this is as a boat. I'm going to stick that in there, and you see, it's going to float for me, right? And then I'm going to start sticking some of my coins in there. And I want you to do the same thing. Wonder what's going to happen when I do this. So, if we pretend that larger bowl is a lake and that smaller bowl is a boat, I want you to think about it. If you refer to that little one as a boat, what do you think it would do? What do you normally depend on a boat to do? I was on a boat the other day, and I was so thankful that it floated. It was a jet boat, and it would go really fast, and then he would stop it really fast, and we'd get wet, and he would spin it around, and I was thankful that it floated the whole time, and we did not sink. And today, my husband and daughter actually went fishing, and they were hoping that that boat would stay afloat, and it did. So those are some of the things I think about as floating, and carries people, I guess, and gosh, there's lots of different things a boat can do, right? And how many coins did it take before your boat sunk, or did it? Well, today we're going to hear how some people discovered who to depend on. If you had something really important to hide, where would you put it? I wish we were together so I could hear what you'd say. I'm sure some of you are saying under your bed, or in your closet, or maybe in a drawer. I'm sure you've got a really good hiding spot for whatever that would be. Well, in our story today, a woman had something very important to hide. Her baby boy. And she hid her baby in the Nile River. Our story today is from the book of the Bible, the book of Exodus. We are going to be in chapter 2, and I want you to listen to find out why the Nile River was the perfect hiding spot. Joseph, who God had made an important leader in Egypt, brought his father Jacob and the rest of his family to live in Egypt with him. The years went by, and babies and grandbabies were born. Joseph and his brothers died, but the family kept growing. Pretty soon, 70 people had become a whole nation, the nation of Israel. After so many years, the Egyptians had forgotten about the good things Joseph had done for them. When a new king called Pharaoh began to rule Egypt, he didn't know about Joseph at all. He just knew there were a lot of Israelites, and that made him worry. What if this huge group of people joins our enemies in a war? Pharaoh may have thought, what if they fight us and then leave? So Pharaoh came up with a very bad plan. Listen as I read Exodus chapter 1, verses 9 through 11. We are in the book of Exodus, chapter 1. I'm hoping you can read this okay. It's a little hard for me to figure out, so let's see if I can do this here with my phone. Look, he said to his people, the Israelites have become, boy, that's getting blurry, much too numerous for us. Come, we must deal shrewdly with them, or they will become even more numerous. And if war breaks out, we'll join our enemies' fight against us and leave the country. So they put slave masters over them to oppress them with forced labor. And they built Pithom and Ramses as store cities for Pharaoh. I hope you're able to follow that okay. Sorry about that. Just trying some new tricks for you guys, trying to make it a little different. Well, here we go. The Egyptians made the Israelites work very hard for them. They treated the Israelites badly, but no matter how mean the Egyptians were, more and more Israelite babies were born. The Israelite nation just kept growing, and this made the Egyptians more scared. So Pharaoh decided to do something terrible. He decided to kill some of the Israelites. He told the midwives, women who helped when Israelite babies were born, that anytime a boy baby was born, they had to kill him. What do you think the midwives were going to do? Well, the midwives weren't going to kill babies. They must have felt afraid to disobey Pharaoh, but they trusted God, and they let the baby boys live. God was kind to the midwives for saving the babies, and he gave them families of their own. Pharaoh realized that his plans were not working, so he came up with his worst idea yet. Since the midwives wouldn't kill the baby boys, Pharaoh gave an order to the people. He told them, "Every boy that is born, you must throw into the Nile." Pharaoh really wanted to get rid of Israelite baby boys. Now, about this time, one Israelite family had a baby boy. The baby's parents were scared that the king might find out about that baby, but his mother was not going to throw her newborn into that Nile River. She saw how fine a baby he was, and she hid him. But after 3 months, she couldn't hide the baby any longer. What do you think she did then? She made a basket of plants called reeds and painted it with tar to make it waterproof. She put the baby inside, took the basket to the Nile, and set it near the edge of the water. She didn't want to leave her baby, but she had to trust God to take care of him. She told Miriam, the baby big sister, to hide in the reeds and watch to see what would happen. Well, before long, something did happen. Pharaoh's daughter came to the river to take a bath, and she saw the basket. When the princess opened the basket, she saw a cute crying baby, and she felt sorry for him. What do you think Miriam did? Well, she stepped bravely out of those reeds and went up to the princess. "Shall I get a woman to take care of the baby for you?" she asked. Pharaoh's daughter thought this was a good idea, so Miriam went to take their mother and brought her. Sorry about that. So Miriam went to their own mother and brought her to the princess. The princess told the mother to take care of the baby. The princess even often paid her to take care of the baby, her own little boy. When the baby grew older, his mother took him to Pharaoh's palace and gave him to the princess. Pharaoh's daughter adopted the little boy as her own, and she named him Moses. God would use Moses' adopted family to prepare him for a big job that he would do someday. Pharaoh was afraid of the Israelites, so he was cruel to them. The midwives and Moses' mother and Miriam were probably afraid too because Pharaoh was being so mean, but they did not respond to their fear in bad ways like Pharaoh did. Instead, they chose to depend on God and do what is right. All of us feel afraid sometimes, but we don't have to respond to fear in wrong ways. If you've ever been in a dark, scary place and couldn't see, you know how good it is to have a flashlight to depend on, right? When we feel afraid and can't see what's going on or what's going to happen, we can trust in something much better than a flashlight. I'm going to read aloud Psalm 56:3, so hang on while I get that for us. When I am afraid, I will trust in you. Psalm 56:3. We can depend on God and keep doing what is right. He loves to help us when we trust in Him.